Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This is going to be a cast on Yonsu. It's actually Peep mode, which is kind of like a King of the Hill custom map, but this particular matchup from this is going to be on Yonsu. And my opponent today is going to be Midday from Complexity Gaming, and he's a GrandMaster Zerg. And I figured this is actually a decent match to show against a Grandmaster because the only time I've really got to play Grandmasters is that one tournament where I got to play Beastie Cutie and Destiny, and they stomped me pretty hard. Then that other tournament where I got to play MVP Tails, and I actually stomped him pretty hard. So there hasn't been like a good, exciting game yet. And this one I thought was a decent game. So you're going to see some weird things here showing up just because it's Peep mode and I'm watching from someone else's view. But to get the timer and to see the chat, I have to be on someone's view. Alright, so I'll be going for the Master Raven build. So depot, at the same time build the depot, we're going out to build the engineering bay. Do get that down. He goes for the 15 hatch, can't quite get it. He pulls a lot of drones to deal with it. I didn't get a ton of hit points on the engine bay, and I actually didn't cancel it in time. Pulling a lot of drones typically doesn't make sense. I think it was okay in that scenario just because I didn't get a whole lot of hit points on it already. And the fact that I missed the cancel kind of set me far behind from where I could have been. I could have sped up the rest of my build if I canceled it. But since we didn't get the cancel, the build's going to be pretty normal. Command center on 16, barracks on 16, gas on 16, then second gas on 17, and then build the engineering bay as we can afford. A little bit early in that transfer, I guess. And taking a gas geyser is Zerg. Yeah, now that the barracks is done, we got the orbital command going in the planetary fortress as soon as the command center is done. So pretty normal. Replacing the wall with a depot, putting the barracks on the low ground to create that really strong wrap. Now if he tries to like get up my ramp somehow, he has to get through the tough barracks or go through this bunker, but then he's getting in planetary fortress range. Just taking out these destructible rocks while I wait. Ear itch. And once I get to 3 Marines, I'm going to do a little poke. But the purpose of the poke is to force him to make units that aren't drones, but he's already made units that aren't drones. He's going for a roach attack here. So we'll see how this turns out, and we're actually going to miss each other. I'm going this way. His Ling Scout missed me leave the map, leave the base, and a lot of roaches coming into my base. Did not get the creep tumor, unfortunately, very close. It's actually pretty huge because he doesn't have any extra queens for creep spread. But he is able to intercept my way back. So I try to split my units, like try to distract him from range, see if I can get the SCV zone, but he's smarter than that, and he splits his own units to deal with both. So I lose those SCVs, and he will cordon off these Marines. I guess the only plus side to this, to losing all these units for free, is that I'm keeping him from picking away at my command barracks or depots. It looks like Midday is taking his third base and getting his Evo chambers down. Meanwhile, I've finished my wrap and getting my 3 barracks and starting Corvid Reactor and a Banshee, I believe. Since he committed to early roaches, I know he can't have early Mutalisks, so I can build a Banshee and see if I can get anything done with it. Also, if he's doing some sort of like Roachling Bane all in, it's nice to have that Banshee out for that. So there goes the Banshee, and he's on some sort of scout path here. A lot of spores crawlers going down, I think. Yeah, he saw that I went triple starports, so probably expecting a lot of Banshees. 2 spores there. Another, what, 4? 4 or 5 in his main. Wow. A lot of spores. which can be a little annoying if they're on the outside of his bases, but if he's just like in the mineral line, that doesn't do anything to ravens. As long as I can get close enough to put the auto turrets where I want to, the spore crawlers don't really bother me. Just searching around for scout zerglings or scout roaches with these banshees, making sure my bases are clear. Meanwhile, midday is taking a fourth. I think we'll slow this down to regular gain speed now, since I'm jumping around a lot. I like to watch replays really fast, but probably for these videos I should keep it at regular gain speed. So got my 3 starports, then my double command centers, then my turret ring, and now I'm able to take my fourth with a decent amount of ravens to protect. Looks like I forced a cancel, but then lost my banshee, and his mutas are out on the field now, and a good number of them, 10 of them. And he's upgrading as well, +1. If you ever get a scan or anything on his base, if his spire is upgrading, it's a good knowledge bomb for to know like if he's just making a splash of mutas to poke around and keep a little bit of map control, or whether he's going heavy into muta production. A little unlucky here, he arrives as I'm doing an SCV transfer, so I think I transferred like 10 SCVs and a good number of them died. Maybe 7 of them lost. So that sucks. You're doing this garbage. He probably doesn't know what I'm doing. He probably assumes it's mech. There's some things in the metagame that I like when Zerg's mistake for what I do for mech. For instance, swarm hosts and broodlords I like to play against, even though they're pretty hard counters to mech. But other things they do, like killing your gas geysers or expanding all over the map, that response to mech also works against what I do. I guess we can bring out the production tab, right? It'll just be overlapped with whatever the observer is looking at the same time. So casting a couple Seekers, he does run out of range. And he does that a lot this game, which is the best response to Seeker missiles, is simply to run away. Not to do any sort of fancy splitting or trying to get the slash damage on top of my ravens. You just run away. You lose like 10 seconds of attack time and it costs like all that Seeker missile energy. So I'm forced to put down more missile turrets to deal with this possible Brutalist harass. He actually slows down this command center from being built. Took out a few more SCVs. And by having to build more missile turrets, it slows down how quickly I can expand, and it slows down my Hellbat harassment, because all my minerals have to go into missile turrets rather than those two things. So just pre-setting up some SCVs on hold position and auto repair, and then I don't really have to look over here anymore. But he's doing something really smart. He's not A-moving, he's focusing down the gas geysers, and that's like so important to my income. So now I'm on 4 gas, so it's basically like I only have 2 bases instead of 3. Coming over here to counterattack if I actually ever look. There we go. Heading back, a lot of mutas. I was hoping he was on a move, I guess he wasn't. Actually, I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but a couple of them are focused on roaches, so maybe these auto turrets will get a few roach kills now. And again, doing a really good job of running away. There's 150 energy down the drain. Since he's been so good at dodging them, I figured why not just cast 1 Seeker Missile instead of 2. 2 is the magic number I find, where it'll do devastating damage if it hits, but it's not committing too much energy. 1, he could just eat it and not run away. There's 2 Seeker Missiles that time. Again, dodged, and he'll come back. One Seeker Missile that time. I do have the planetaries done. I don't have any missile turrets yet. Well, I got 1 missile turret complete. A couple more Seeker Missiles up, and I landed a really good hit, but unfortunately my Missile. I didn't really get many kills considering how many Mutalisks went in the red there. There's another Mutalisk that went down. He's taken my natural third, and he's going to be breaking in this way, which actually is an opportunity to retake these gas since he moved those swarm hosts, but I don't do it, and this was a major flaw of this game. Like, if I'd taken this gas at this moment, it would have meant a lot more Ravens for this game. Anyways, my concentration is up here, and I was able to establish this fourth base, so this is good. Considering Zerg is actually... Wow, that's a lot of Mutalisks. He's on 4-base gas economy, sorry. But, yeah, I guess that's plenty. Taking out almost all my Ravens. Staying all magic boxed, so I went, I guess, mostly for PDD, hoping all these missile turrets would get the work done. But, you know, they got some work done. But man, that kind of sucks that Mutalisks can fly over 7 missile turrets and 3 PDDs and still trade favorably. But that's what just happened. It looks like actually I was trying to retake those gas and he just picked them off again. This time with Mutalisks. I'm having to auto repair over here because he does have the Locust coming in. And I might lose his PF if I'm not paying attention. He's going out to the missile turrets. Yeah, if you can take out missile turrets with storm hosts, then all of a sudden things become a lot easier for the mutas. So him taking this base hurts me really badly, and not just that I can't take this base. He just killed another gas geyser, by the way, which just hurts so much. And another gas geyser, it looks like. Yeah, this is really painful losing those gases. But what it actually did is that I can't use this attack alley for Hellbats. Like, I want to send the Hellbats around this side, like this, right? And then I can just keep poking with my Ravens this way. But since he took away that alley, that means I can go through the middle, which puts me on creep almost immediately, or just the top. And with only one attack path, I can't do that two-pronged harassment anymore. So instead I'm sending Hellbats along the top, and I'm just not even really harassing with my Ravens. I'm just kind of poking in and taking out the swarm hosts, which is, you know, better than nothing, but he has a bigger economy, right? So if I'm just constantly trading Raven energy for swarm hosts, he's just going to keep it like getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He is picking off my command centers I tried to sneak. And saying no one up here, but he's got a Muta waiting for it, which is too bad. These Mutas actually intercept his Hellbats, which is a little unlucky. He took out another gas geyser. Really smart of him to be targeting those gas geysers. Having to retake these gas geysers again. These ones I could have had. I remember this, when I looked at the replay, I was like, man, I should have retaken these. But he's got a spotter on it, so maybe he would take them out with Mutas the first time I try. I suppose he's kind of missing the fact that he can kill his base whenever he wants to, because there's only 3 missile turrets now. And he's got a lot of Mutas. So it looks like I did take down one base with Hellbats. The gas geysers still exist though, so he'll be able to mine the gas there once he takes it. He's taken this base, not saturated at all. He's taken this base. He hasn't saturated it on the minerals, but he is saturating the gas. Which is what's most important. So this is how he's able to make all these swarm hosts and still have a gigantic Muta cloud, because typically it's just one or the other. You know, if he's making swarm hosts, typically you're not going to see like this unbelievable amount of mutas, like maybe a little hit squad of mutas, but not, you know, this, you know, 2 pages of mutas with like 2-1 upgrades, which we're seeing right now. So trying to saturate these gas geysers again. So annoying that he keeps taking them down. Looks like I'm losing my third, which is not good. And he took out this gas guy's over here again. So even though I've been on 4 bases for a long time, I've usually had less than 3 bases worth of gas mining, which is basically the only thing that matters with this build. Oh, that's too bad. I had 1 seeker on each of those. I gotta be really careful to make sure I do the seeker missiles properly, especially when he has things like transfuse. This is a little bit desperate, but I'm going out. Like I said, I don't have this bottom attack path, but I decided to go out through the middle. Because I feel like he has the whole map, and I need to get work done. Otherwise, he's just going to keep getting even further and further ahead. A couple seeker missiles land there. Casting 3 there, but this time he does run away. So that's 225 energy down the drain. Trying to fly him. I'm running very low in energy right now. More Ravens going down. This time he tries to share the damage, but I still quick little dodge. And, oh. Oftentimes when that happens, the game's over, but my opponent's way ahead. Oh, that is a bad rally when he's got 17 spore crawlers, or whatever that is, 9 spores. Really dumb. Like, with 3 Storm Hosts like this, if you cast 1 Seeker Missile on each of them, it'll actually do 200 damage to all 3, which is enough to kill them all. But by not having enough energy for the 3rd Seeker, this is actually going to kill none of them. If at least if I cast 2 on the same Storm Host, I would kill 1, but yeah, I kill 0. This one almost died. Actually went to 1 hit point. I guess I'd already taken some damage earlier. And, oh, I'm not repairing right now. This is looking pretty close, unless I start repairing soon. 2 SCVs repairing. Yeah, this BF might go down. I do have 1 base up here. Again, only 3 missile turrets, which is not nearly enough against this Muta Cloud, which is rebuilding again. 6 more mutas. So with this huge gas income, like, able to keep a Swarm Host count high, and even get to a large Muta Ball. There's more mutas coming in, there's more. Hasn't forgot to saturate this gas geyser, but he's still got these 2, and these 2 have dried up. These 2 are close to drying up. And these 2, which are pretty fresh. Shoot, he opened the chat log. Alright, we'll just switch to the Everyone Vision. This timer is off if you're using that as a benchmark, but at least on the Everyone Vision, other things aren't being shown from the custom game. I did lose the planetary main, so really, he can start pushing right up into my main base now that I lost the planetary at my natural. Also looks like he's taking out all the missile turrets at my 4th, so my 4th is going down. I'm trying to reestablish my 3rd. Decent number of missile turrets and auto turrets to defend it for now. And sending out a hit squad yet again. Again, out of desperation, and really low energy Ravens, so I can't even do a whole lot with what I have here. In fact, I'm probably going to die till these mutalisks that come over. Because all I have to do is dodge my Seekers once and then it's over. So this is probably going to be the end of the game here. Couple Seekers. Oh, he's not fleeing. A little dodge last second. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, so that saved our butt. That one little miss micro kept us in the game. But again, you know, he's got 3 pretty fresh bases, and we got 1 that we're just trying to establish. Actually, really low SCV count now too, because everywhere I've transferred SCVs to has just gotten slaughtered. So having to build SCVs from scratch. To get 1 base down. Sending out another hit squad. It does get intercepted though by mutas. A little unlucky with that this game, because these aren't actually getting scouted, they're just happening to run into mutalisks a bunch of times they move out. Just made a little bit of success though. Oh, we actually got double transfuse on that Storm Host and kept it alive. even with all his missile turrets and auto turrets, getting cut down really quickly by these 2-1 Mutalisks. Losing our third base. Single SCV going somewhere. Okay size Ravencloud 15, but very short on energy. And it's because I've spent a lot of time just blowing up Swarm Hosts. I skipped some of it, but I've killed maybe 20 Swarm Hosts, but that's not very good when your Zerg opponent's ahead of you in energy. It would have been much better if I was using it to actually take down his economy. So killing Swarm Host means his lead's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, even though I'm trading energy for units. A couple decent hits. He split up well, but there was 4 Seeker missiles landed. Even when you split well, that's okay. Ravencloud is down to 11, and they're really in the red. I do have 3 armor on them, but so the Mutalisk bounces and is terrible. But the original Glaber, I'm still doing 11 minus 3, which is 8. Just still like 1 or 2 hit kills for a lot of these Ravens. Trying to reestablish a base again. Took down the gas mining on this base, but he still has 2 fresh bases to my 0. These locusts are, starting to pick away at my main now, more or less. And oh, I just lost all my ravens. Yeah, it's the desperate time where if you sit and do nothing, you're gonna die. But there's no way you have like enough energy or enough ravens to like go out on the middle of the map and do harass runs without dying to the Mutalisks. So it's like choose your poison. Attempt to harass that's almost doomed to fail. Or why can't I move the camera? Can't move it clicking on the minimap. I think this peep mode is actually, it's crashed my SC2 before. Never playing peep mode, but when I watch it in replay, sometimes it crashes my SC2. It's probably just for me though. So that was my match against Complexity Midday. I think it was a good game. I was clearly behind from, I think, start to finish, but we made a fight of it. And I think the 2 biggest factors this game is, one is like I almost got no gas out of these 2 geysers, like less than 400 gas from each of these geysers, where had these geysers gone untouched all game, they would have been completely dried. So I basically missed out on 4,000 gas. And there's only one thing we're spending gas on, so at 4,000 gas equates to, what, 20 ravens? Is that right? 20 times 200? Yeah, so we missed out on 20 ravens. And the other major factor is that he took my 3rd. And it didn't really matter that he had this and it was even mining from it. And it didn't really matter that I didn't have it, but the thing that mattered the most is that I lost this attack path. The attack path where I go across the map this way and up. Because I really wanted to be sending my Hellbats this direction while I poke with my my ravens from my 4th to his 3rd. A 2-pronged attack, I mean, usually the Mutalisk can only be in one place at once, and it just opens up a lot of options for me. But since he took away the attack path going this way, it's like you can go through the middle, which is creeped, or you can just use 1 attack path. And with 1 attack path, you can only do so much. I decided because of the 1 attack path, I would just keep sending Hellbats this way, and mostly use my ravens to trade with Swarm Hosts. And that plan did not work out very well. I mean, it's also the fact that he has so much gas and I had so little gas, but also I don't think... Well, ravens have a really good ability to kill Swarm Hosts. When you're behind economically, you don't want to just be trading. Because with his strong economy, he can replenish that army and then still reap the benefits of having the larger economy. I really wish this didn't happen. Like if he still had, like say he still had a Swarm Host up here and was using it from this angle to pick away at me, I think it could have been a whole lot different game if I had this path open to me. Anyways, with that is this match against Complexity Midway, Grandmaster opponent. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Check the description for a thumbs up link, and goodbye, everyone.